Hello and welcome to this video series. We're checking out submissions to the Dungeoncrawler Gamejam 2023, and this time we will have a look at Eduana, a very interesting looking game which apparently is based on the RPG maker MV. I'm not sure what MV stands for, but yeah, it's definitely not a game I would associate, or definitely not a look I would associate with the RPG maker. In a infinitely distant past, as the world is about to drastically shift, Eduana ventures into the forest to face her sister, a formidable warlord with a frightening vision for the future. As Eduana face ancient creatures from pantheons long dead, befriend the Sphinx, and confront the uncertainty of divine boons. Controls, arrows to move, enter to interact, confirm, escape to open your menu. Okay. A small dungeon crawler for the 2023 Dungeoncrawler Jam. The theme was duality, so I made a bunch of stuff, like a plot centered on twins and a battle system centered on heads or tails system. Alright, so basically just luck. Let's see how that plays out. I made an RPG Maker MV because it's fun, but also I think the game is super broken. Okay. I spent a lot of time on visuals, so I wrote the end on the Synth story, I have no idea what that is, while sleep deprived, and I couldn't find the strength to work on sound. But I think there's something to be made with what I've started, so maybe I'll go back to it someday, maybe on another more fitted engine. Time was short, so I didn't really do any level design. Okay. So what we will see, what will we see then in the game? And also zero balancing. I'm glad I did this though. I really dig the vibes of the old SMT Shin Megami Tensei, I think was it. I had to look that up. And working on mirroring that with my own work was fun. All visuals made by me. Font is open dyslexic by sound effects are from the RPG Maker RTP. Okay, so let's have a look. I downloaded the game already, and I will now switch around. Here it is. So apparently there is sound, and yeah, it's an interesting way to a familiar figure sitting on the ground. They look exhausted. Melancholy waits on their face. This is Uhirtar, Eduna's. Wasn't she called Eduana? Yeah, I think that's a typo. Eduana is the name, not Eduna. Eduna's dear childhood friend. Or maybe the twin sister is Eduana. I don't know. Your sister told us you were dead. I am happy to see you alive. Be careful here. Some jars in this forest shelter human remains, ascetic monks who fail to attend the divine strata. Their ever-hungry corpses are stored here. There's our sound. Talk. We walked for a long time. I fell ill. She left me behind. Your sister and her army probably took possession of the palace by now, in the eastern part of the woods. The palace is ancient, predating this forest, predating even the previous pantheon. I just wish we never left the tribe's territory. Okay, so this is repeating. Help? What do you need to know? HP and stamina. You know how to cure your wounds, Eduana, but your travels are perilous. Exhaustion is dangerous as a swift arrow. On the menu screen, you can see a heart and the thunder flash symbol next to numbers. Can we? Okay. The heart is your HP. Every attack of Eduana's foes will reduce its value. The flash is your stamina. Most of your actions in battle will use some stamina. If either your stamina or HP fall to 0, Eduana will perish. Eduana will cure her wounds after each battle, so HP will always be replenished when you emerge victorious, but not your stamina. That's a weird concept. Still, there are ways to regain stamina points, be it special actions in battle or praying near a higher cairn. What do you need to know? Navigation. The fossil jar woods are large and maze-like. You probably figured out how to move around. Use left or right to turn to a direction, use up to step forward, down to step back. When you see something in front of you, interact with it with A on the controller or enter space on the keyboard. On the top of your screen, your compass indicates the cardinal point you are currently facing, useful to keep general direction in mind. When in doubt regarding your position, you can always open your menu and check out on the map. Okay, this is a map, not like some pearl thing. Menu screen and equipment. You're a better warrior than I am, but I guess I can remind you the basics. On your menu screen is a frame titled EQP. These are your 2 equipment slots. By pressing A on the controller or Enter on the keyboard, you can open the talisman menu to personalize your equipment. Heads attack, tails land a powerful blow, sacrifice 2 turns. Okay. Eduana's equipped with 2 talismans, blessed by the deities that watch over the mortal world. There are 2 types of talismans you can find. Material talismans are mainly used for offense. These are the talismans Eduana will use to swing her axe and wound her foes. Ideal talismans are mostly of the defensive kind. These talismans will be useful for support, recovering HP or stamina, or even sometimes counterattack an enemy strike. Every talisman, like a coin, has a head's side and a tail's side. The choice of which side will be activated in battle is in the hands of the deities. Meaning that in battle you won't know the exact effects of choosing a talisman. You must keep both the heads and tail sides in mind when selecting Eduana's action. That's interesting. What do you need to know? Do we have anything? Did I check battle already? You're a better warrior than I, Eduana, but I can remind you the basics. When encountering a foe, you enter the battle screen. To end the battle, the foe must be defeated with the actions that Eduana has at her disposal. The top of the screen is the turn gauge. It represents the time progression. I don't see that. Okay. In battle, there are 3 turns in one round, and Eduana, swift as she is, can act on all 3 of them. You can see the icon with Eduana's portrait on the first dot of the gorge. Okay, so this thing is apparently not a compass, even though this is also the compass. But, okay. You can see the icon with Eduana's portrait on the first dot on the gorge, meaning she's on the first turn. At the far end of the gorge is a little skull icon. This is when the foe will act. Eduana can choose 1 action per turn. Her actions are determined by her equipment. Every turn she will use one of her talismans to aid her in the fight. Every talisman has a heads and a tails, and upon selecting the talisman you won't know which of the 2 sides will activate. Most of Eduana's action will punctuate stamina, but some talismans use HP as catalyst or even turns. Your first material talisman has a strong attack that has a 2 turns cooldown. When Eduana's icon reaches the foe's icon on the turn gauge, this is the foe's turn to act. Most of the time the foe will target Eduana's HP. If her HP falls to 0, she will perish, and her voyage will end. After the foe's action, Eduana can act for her 3rd turn, and then another round begins with 3 more turns. So we have 2 turns. Keep Eduana's stamina and HP above 0, don't be afraid to trade 1 resource for another, and to lose turns. Also keep both of the potential effects of the talisman in mind when choosing your next move. Okay, well this is a very sophisticated tutorial, which is already like more content than some other gem games have in total. The orientation here is not great. I'm not sure if these are dynamically put together pictures. I mean, they have similar elements. I mean, they are slightly, I have this background is the same, but this stuff is slightly different. And I guess this is an instant transition more or less, and it's just being animated in a way. I will check that later. This is a lower cairn. The spirits that inhabit it are gone, but their residual energy is still soothing. Okay, so we can also save the game. But that's a advantage of the RPG Maker thing. And something which is kept in the game. So how can we? Okay, with escape we can actually go here. Fossil jar woods. I'm not sure how we can then equip stuff or unequip stuff. Also, there's no menu thing or something. We can only see stuff. WSD is also not working, just the arrow keys. So you can't. No, 1 second. No. Wait, I don't want to. Yeah, there's the way to the left. And so this is where we were starting. So you're starting here, and when you press forward, you think like nothing is happening. So that's probably a bad start for the game. I think there should have been like some difference with, I don't know, like that the bushes are slightly different, or something that makes you feel that you're moving forward, because this is, once you know that this is movement, it's fine, but it's a bit odd. I mean, the art is it's cool that this is this custom art, but of course it doesn't really help the orientation in this case. This is a stone jar carved from volcanic rock. Check what's inside. Yes, of course. The jar is empty. Oh, great. Wrong direction. Yeah, it's a bit. Let's go to the left branch there. Yeah, the orientation is really not great. So, for example, yeah, here there is a path to the left, but it's barely visible. Maybe, yeah, if you're more familiar that with, I mean, in theory you can see that. Another is a stone jar. Yes. A foe comes forth. It's a cursed monk. Okay, let's see how the combat is going. Mountain talisman. Eduana strikes. But how can I see what the things are doing? Also, it doesn't show what. Thunderglass. The deities residing in the heavy thunder clouds hear the prayers of Eduana and electrify her with the surge of stamina. Eduana will recite the prayer for 2 more turns. Okay. The enemy attacks. Eduana can act. Eduana can't act. I don't know what I'm doing here, because I don't know what these things are doing. Gathers all her strength and plunges her axe into the foe's flesh. Eduana will take 2 turns to regain the strength she deployed. And we're dead. And the enemy is dead as well. That's not good. But we are fine. We're still okay. So we are not dead. I'm not sure. Who are you? Gives us small flowers as offering to the higher cairn. The spirits are delighted. Eduana's HP increases by 1, stamina increases by 12. This is a higher cairn inhabited by spirits. Save. Pray. I'm also okay. So there we can leave the game. But how can I see what these things are doing? Ah. Okay. How did I get there? I have no idea. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what I did there. How did I... This is enter, this is space, left, bottom, right, up. How did I manage to... I don't get it. I'm not... Let me have a look at the page again. Enter to interact, confirm. There is no other button. So I have no idea what I did there. And how I... Nope. I have no idea. Okay, this is stone jar carved from volcanic rock. Yes, of course, check. Finds a material talisman. B-face silex obtained. Awesome. But what can we do with it? Can we equip it? I have no clue. Maybe there's some hidden key somewhere. Actually, with X we can also open the inventory. Yeah. So yeah, I have no idea how I like how I can do anything with the equipment. Pressing enter doesn't do anything. No idea. And how I opened this other menu before. So this is all empty then. So we need to go back. Yeah, you really need to get used to, like, this is an opening there. Okay, so now we are getting into a new area, I guess. We should probably try and just save here, save. Yeah, still can't do anything there. And turn around here. A lot of stone jars. Yes. Another talisman. But I have no idea how I can use it. Okay. So let's explore this area here first. I didn't. Okay. A small flowers offering to the higher cairn. The spirits are delighted. Increased by 1, increased by 2. Save. You enter the lair of the Sphinx. Oh, okay, so this... Oh, that's cool. That's a different dungeon then. But before we go into that dungeon, we should explore the rest of this area. Oh, a foe comes forth! It's a Xephos soldier. Eduana, you were supposed to be dead. Your sister is fighting for the prosperous future of our tribe. You're a better warrior than I am, but I'm faithful to my chief. I will fight you with all my might. For la Urnano or something. Yeah, and now I can decide which of these I'm using. But I have no idea. I mean, what decision? How do I base my decision on anything? Gathers all her strength and plunges her eggs in the foe's flesh, and we lose like 3 hit points or something. Eduana can't act. Enemy attacks. Saw that Eduana. We lose 1 hit point. We can't act. Thunder Glass. The deities residing in the heavy thunder clouds hear the prayers of Eduana and electrify her with a surge of stamina. Eduana will recite the prayer for 2 more turns. Eduana can't act. Enemy attacks. Eduana is stunned. Gathers all her strength and plunges eggs in the foe's flesh. Will take 2 turns to regain strength. Why does it say that Eduana vanquishes? And what? Maybe we crush. I mean, this sounds like a bit like we died, but apparently not. So I'm not sure. Okay. So let's go to the. There's no path in between there. Okay. A foe comes forth. It's a vigil milestone. A milestone. Yeah, very, very interesting artistic decision here for the game. And I guess that's also the highlight of the game here. And what I also want to highlight, though, even though the interface is I guess problematic, I think that's still I mean, I prefer like this attempt over just using the RPG Maker interface. Mountain Talisman gathers all her strength. Yeah. 2 turns to regain. Can't act. Enemy attacks. Let's just try that again. Strikes. So it's still mountain. Shouldn't they die at some point? Heavy thunder wish a price of Eduana electrify. I don't think that this was a great idea. And Eduana's myth will be forgotten. So now we are truly toast. Okay, let's have a look into the options. It's French. Okay. Continue. Okay. So there was this temple thing. Maybe we should go to the temple first and like level up or so before we do the rest. Xephos Soldier. Yeah, yes. Mountain Talisman. Nah, skin and armor has been blessed by thunder. Okay. Eduana is stunned. And this seems to be a bug now. We shouldn't have this active. So maybe this was also a bug before that we had this thing. But I don't get how we can, like, how we can change. I think I found some items there, but I don't see how I can change anything. Okay, so here we can small flowers offering HP and stamina. Save. Okay. We could get new stamina by praying there. Okay. We can't do anything here apparently. I mean, before we could search them, but not this one. Or we have to face the right direction. No. Nothing we can do there. Let's go to the other side. A whole lot of nothing. But there is one. Okay. Stone jar, volcanic rock. Yes. A foe comes forth. A cursed monk. Mountain talisman. Mountain talisman. Mountain talisman. And okay, we killed it, but now we have no stamina left, and I think we need to pray now. Eduana offers a few simple prayers to the spirits residing in the rocks. Chimes of a distant subterranean water stream can be heard. Bloop, 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 bloop. And the friendly spirits soothe Eduana's sore muscles and exhausted spirit, restoring her stamina. Yeah, it's a very weird concept with the stamina and hit points, and it's also kind of pointless, to be honest, because you could just swap the values. So basically we restored our hit points and we can see the hit points as stamina. Foe comes forth. This is the Vigil milestone. Okay. I don't know where he got any flesh. We could plunge our axe to, but fine. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, we also have no idea what our like how much damage we are doing. There's no feedback whatsoever. Okay. 2 material talismans, small lore tablet obtained, a Lagnok earbone obtained. That's all great and stuff, but what can we do with that? We can't really equip any of that. How? What? So, yes, save. Bloop. I will just quickly. Well, quickly is a bit. No, let's explore this rest to the end here. No, this was the end already, right? This is the jar. This was the one we couldn't use. There's nothing else. And now we could go into this temple thing. So, compared to other RPG Maker games, this one is also doing one thing right, which is just disabling the random spawn, which is just annoying. Have some enemies like here, which you can find and then attack on demand, or maybe even have attack them from nothing, from random positions, but not like every 10 steps you get attacked or something like that, because I think that's just annoying. Especially if the frequency is high, then this is really hindering the exploration. So yeah, here we are. Help! So I killed everyone, but I want you to explain the equipment again. On your menu screen is a frame called titled EQP. These are your 2 equipment slots. Enter on a keypad, you can open the talisman menu to personalize your equipment. In theory, but this didn't work. I mean, I pressed that 100 times. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Nothing. So I go into that thing. I press. Maybe this only works if we have. No. We can't. Pressing enter doesn't do anything. So I've got the US keyboard and I've got the German keyboard, and both don't do anything. Maybe this is something. Maybe there's a different code for the French keyboard, or maybe this is some. So the numpad insert is also doing something. Also opening that. Yeah. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm supposed to change the inventory or have a look into stuff, but I can't do anything. So let me pause the game. I mean, well, let's first go back to one of these like saving positions, like here. Save the game. Bloop. And now I will restart the game, and I will also check if I can find anything, and then we will check back into the game. 1 second. So I just restarted the game, and now it's working. So something something broke it. And I guess it's maybe using that once through the interface is actually breaking it. Let me restart the game once again. So just to show you, now I'm pressing X to open the inventory. Now I can press enter, and I can, well, do any, well, maybe we have a look at that now, as long as it's working. But this is not the loaded save, this is a new start of the game. Mountain Talisman, Tails, powerful attack or sacrifice, no, attack or powerful attack, sacrifice 2 turns. And this thing, heads sacrifice 2 turns, gains stamina, or Tails strikes the foe when they attack you. Okay. As your ideal talisman. But we have both of them, and yeah, okay. We have multiple ideal talismans, and okay. So we can, yeah, but my childhood friends or whatever, we don't want to talk to you. We want to use that. Now we have to quit the game. Quit. Now I'm in the menu. Now I need to continue. Select the game I want to load. And maybe using the thing in front of that then breaks it. So now we are opening it. And no, it's broken. The save game, maybe it's only working as long as you have 1 item or something like that. But now I can't do anything with enter. So unfortunately, that seems to be broken. Also, we didn't save here, did we? Maybe we did. I don't know. So let's go to the temple or whatever that was. We should probably save here. Save. Okay, let me quickly have a look into. Okay, so I checked in chat. I'd asked someone, and apparently that it didn't work as well. You enter the lair of the Sphinx. All right, so let's see what we can do here. So here it's much more obvious that we can turn left and right, and so maybe I can also say something about like how the perspective and so is working. So for the outside, I think that was, if you know what you're looking for, it kind of works. But otherwise the orientation was pretty bad. I would say that here it's basically perfect. You can see the floor, you can see the walls, the ceiling, you have left wall, right wall, you see that right is a way to continue. So that's working well. No complaints there. The art style is of course something you need to get used to. I mean, it looks nice, but it's kind of a bit of up to interpretation of what is in front of us, because essentially all it does is rendering, not rendering, but showing the tiles, which are one field in front of us and nothing else, I think. So now we can see, well, there is a wall. Okay, so it does show the wall as a kind of a wall. Yeah, so you can see a hint that it's going to the left side, and behind that is a wall. But it's still kind of rough. So I would say the orientation in general is okay-ish, but also not optimal. Oldest Berkebeak obtained. Yeah, unfortunately, we can't use any of this talisman stuff, so unfortunately, that's good for nothing. Hearing Eduana's footsteps, the Sphinx awakens. They land a curious gaze on her. How sad, you have come here to kill one of your own blood. But you won't find your sibling here. I don't mind the company, though. Talk. Creatures like me are older than your current deities. I remember when humans were made of divine spit and sand, then of cedarwood. I have grown bored of the divine children fighting one another, mutating the previous generation into titans. I'm hibernating here until the last of them dies out. Challenge. How bold, child, but I could use the distraction. Try to best me. A foe comes forth. It's the monolithic Sphinx. Okay. I mean, I can only use that and hope for the best. I don't see how. I mean, opening their mouth, the Sphinx emits slow, wailing chants, a language unknown to Eduana. Eduana feels numb, whatever that means. Can't act. Okay. Talisman strikes and strikes. The enemy attacks. Scratches Eduana with their mighty stone claws. Gets all her strength, Plunges the axe in the foe's flesh. 2 turns. Can't act. Can't act. Enemy attacks. Scratches Eduana. Strikes. Gathers all her strength and plunges the axe. Blech. Eduana will take 2 turns. Okay. Can't act. Enemy attacks. Sphinx roars loud. Strange shapes fly around the Sphinx. They will counterattack your next blow. And what were I supposed to do against that? Thunderclaws. Eduana recites the names of the celestial beings that command the heavy thunderclouds. The deities residing in the heavy thunderclouds hear and smile upon Eduana. Eduana's skin and armor have been blessed by thunder. The foe will receive damage upon attacking you. Well, that's... Again, the deities residing in heavy thunder will have the prayers of electrify with surge of stamina. Will recite the prayers of 2 more turns. Enemy attacks. Sphinx scratches Eduana with a mighty stone claws. Lightning punishes your foe. Eduana can't act. Can't act. But I mean, we have to do... We can continue doing that. Electrify with the surge of stamina. But I think we are toast now. Rose Lord. Shapes fly spins. They will counter attack the next blow. Can't attack. Their stamina. Attacks. Ouch. So if we attack, we get killed. The only thing we can hope for is this. Yeah, if we had this other thing. Now we are dead anyways, so let's hit her. We'll take 2 turns to regain the strength. It takes advantage of the opening of Eduana's attack to wound her, and we are toast. And Eduana's myth will be forgotten. Game over. We can give it another try, but I'm not even sure if we can actually beat the enemy. Oh, bold! I mean, we need to attack as often as possible as we can with normal strikes before she starts to, like, counter-attack things. Emit slow language unknown to Eduana. Numb. That's fine. We can heal that basically. No, shapes fly. Okay. So we have enough stuff left. So let's use. We can use the stamina at the moment. So we use that. And yeah. Stone claws. Now let's continue attacking. Yeah. Strikes. And again, all her strength. And 2 more turns. And this is basically the last. If we don't hit now. Oh, okay. So that was really just luck, and if I wasn't able to beat her now, I would have said, okay, that's it. We can't beat her. But apparently there is a slight chance, and apparently the game is finished now, because I think I broke it. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a proper... The proper ending is a game crash, I guess. So... that's a shame. Alright, that was Eduana by Adebreg. So, yeah, I really... I mean, the art style is... in terms of the overview you have in the game, it's not great, but generally I like the art style, or like yeah, that own graphics are put here, and they are looking like something you haven't really seen before. That's really nice. Especially I like that lots of the RPG Maker stuff was really exchanged, and there's hardly anything left from the RPG Maker besides of the useful function of creating a save game, which I guess is a bit more complicated to make manually. But overall, that was nice, that this was not like, oh, random encounter. Now you have the standard interface where you have to click 5-6 times to drink a potion or something like that. It was really a different combat. Well, the combat system also wasn't great, unfortunately. Maybe this would have been better if you had these different talismans, because essentially you do have a choice, right? You always have the choice between 2 attacks, and you could see that in the very last fight. There was some tactical approach there, so that you do lots of damage first, then you see, okay, now I need to increase the stamina, or if this doesn't work, a counter attack is also fine, but I cannot use my... I need to get some stamina back. So there was some approach there. There's some tactics could have been involved if the game had, like, the interface wasn't broken, and you could actually see, like, exchange the talismans for something better. As it was, I mean, the only fight which was a bit tactical, or could have been considered as tactical, was the last one, basically. So I think that game actually has potential, but right now I think the overview is lacking, especially outside in this Sphinx thing. It was okay, and of course the interface needs to work, and it would be nice if it didn't crash at the end. But that's it. That's Eduana by Adebreg, and maybe when you see this video, because I'm recording that in the beginning of April, shortly after the jam ended, so maybe there's already an updated version, and it might be worth checking out the game in this updated version. So you'll find links down in the video description. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again next time when we're checking out the next game from the Dungeoncrawler Gamejam 2023. Thank you, and see you then. Bye bye.